Crafty friends, it's Beverleiogh here over at Crafting Chaos, and I'm here with the 6th day of Christmas. I know I promised you the gingerbread house next, but unfortunately due to a lot of commitments I had over the weekend, I haven't had a chance to do it because it is quite a detailed file. So what I'm intending to do is this one is a quick one for the 6th day, and it's featuring the Three Kings. This is my sort of religious, if you believe in the religious side of Christmas rather than just it being a holiday. And I know some people, this won't be their cup of tea, but I am a Christian and I do celebrate Christmas because I believe in Jesus Christ and he was born on Christmas Day. But that's just my take, so you can either take it or leave it. I really don't mind. If it's not your cup of tea, just skip this one. So this is my offering for our more religious viewers or people that feel that Christmas still has that meaning for them. Alright, so first of all, I'm not going to do everything in the video. I'm going to concentrate mainly on the background, how we've got to that, and also the greeting. Because all I did, excuse me, for the Three Kings and the baby Jesus is I just searched for Three Kings silhouette on Google Images, a free one, and a free baby Jesus and a star. So this is the star here that I found. Now, what you are going to do then is just using the tracing element. You would trace it, just the outer edge. And if you do need to see a video on how to do that, I have got one that's already on my channel. So that's where we were headed, and let's see how we get there. So I'll show you how to make these hills and the backdrop, etc. So I'm just going to get rid of these for now. No, not that one. I'm going to save that one. Then I don't have to do that bit again. So like I said, if you did want to know how a bit more detail on tracing, then please look at the video that I'll try to remember to leave a link to below the description in the comments. Also, can I also urge you, if you don't mind and you feel that you want to, if you do comment, it's really nice to read your comments. I do read them all, and I do try to respond to them as quickly as I possibly can, if it's a query or whatever. Okay, so we're going to start with a rectangle, and I'm going to make this a 5x7 but landscape card. So I'm going to take off the maintain aspect ratio, and I'm going to make it 7 inches wide by 5 inches tall. So this is a 7x5 inch card, like we've just said. That's where our starting point is. And what I'm going to do is take a duplicate of that, and what I'm going to have a try at doing now is bringing on some shapes that will give us the shape for our sort of mountain sort of backdrop, if you will. So I'm going to start by bringing on a nice oval shape. So I'm going down to the ovals, and I'm going to bring on this oval, and I'm going to start making that landscape. So you've got to remember that I'm going to have it, I think, coming down from there. So I'm going to duplicate, and I'm going to elongate this one. So we're making a skyline that is going to be what the images can sit on. And I might just duplicate that one again, and we can see where we're up to. So I'm just going to weld these three shapes together and see what the line looks like. So that's kind of what we're going for. It doesn't have to be perfectly the same. Everybody's is going to be slightly different dependent on how you position them. And I wanted it to be a little bit steeper at this side, and I didn't quite want there to be quite as big of a dip there. So I'm just going to bring on another ellipse, or I call them ovals, and I'm just going to smooth that one out a little bit there so it's not quite as a steep of a drop. So I'm just going to weld those shapes together again, and that's more what I had in mind. Okay, so now with everything selected on that what we're doing, I'm going to break it apart so that I'll end up with all the pieces that I want, and that's the layer that I want for my card, which is going to fit perfectly onto that layer. Now I can delete these two. So now we've got this layer will be the back layer, which will be blue. So let's make that blue. We'll go with royal blue. And this one will be our layer for our mountains, if you will. So we'll make that grey, or a deeper grey than that, so I'm very dark. We're going to line them up at the bottom and to the left. So that should now be a perfect layer for that. Not quite got it, I don't think I've got them both selected. So I'm going to just do that once more and then again to the left. So now that's lined those two shapes up. What you may want to do is add a 4 stitched layer. So, but before I do that, I'm going to bring on the star. So we want the Christmas type star. So you can kind of bring on that one, and you can duplicate it, rotate it, and make it smaller and narrower. Alternatively, you could just trace one from the internet. So I'm just going to save me having to root around looking for that one. I'm just going to open my original file and, sorry, I'll import it as the SVG format, and then I'm not going to lose what I've already got. So the 9th day FCM, which would have been the 9th day, but I'm doing it early, and I just want my star. So I'm just going to zoom in. So all you would do is, again, search for a star on the internet. I'm just going to delete these, what I don't require. Just leaving the star behind. We'll get back to the words afterwards. Select those two. We'll just delete those and I'll show you how to do that. So what we're going to do is position the star, and I'm going to bring on the baby Jesus, if you will, at this stage. I'm going to arrange and bring to the front, because I want the star to be above where the cradle is, if you will, or the manger, so that it's the light that was shining above, so I can get an idea on my card where these pieces are going to fit. And again, we need to just layer and arrange, bring that one to the front so that it sits on the front, so we can see that the wise men have arrived from, been following yonder star, if you will. And what I wanted to do is, because I wanted these to be black or shadowed in relief, could be a different colour, I might not decide to do them black, but then what I would do is select that one and the blue background, and then go on the second icon down and use subtract. So that's effectively punched that out, that shape. I'm going to layer, arrange and send that layer to the back. And then I'm also going to bring on now this rounded square, and all I did for the back piece was just change that to like a goldish colour, so you get the idea. So I'd envisage putting some sort of mirror card or something similar just in that spot behind, and I'm going to layer, arrange and centre back, so then you get that sort of golden glow coming out of the star. Okay, so the last thing to do really is, before we get to the greeting, is if you did want to add that 4 stitch layer, I'm going to do it for the grey layer. So we're going to go on second icon down, offset, and we want it to go outward, but we want to take it down to about 0.08 and say OK. And we've gone outward, so we've gone the wrong way. So I'll do that again. Offset, and I didn't change it. We want it to go inwards, sorry, it's me, not my mistake, inwards, and say OK. That's taken it inwards, and then we're going to make it that nice dotted dash line and change it to a drawing line. Then just to repeat with the blue layer, again the offset, the things are going to stay the same, 0.08, inward and OK, and then select that one, make it the perforated one and also a drawing line. So now, if we zoom in, you can see that you get that 4 stitch detail, which you could do in a white gel pen or a gold gel pen with your pen holder or whatever. In terms of the greeting, I'm going on the text now, and I just did wise men, oops, not S-wise, S-wise men seek, wise men seek him still. Okay, and then just say OK, and that will bring it on to whatever the font was that was in at the start. And just to make it a bit more manageable at this moment in time, I'm just going to shrink the font down a little bit so that we can actually see all of the words Just checking that I've not made any typing errors. Just going to shrink it down a little. We can always change it again, but then we can see what we're changing it to. So then you need the top icon, and we can look for a font that we think is appropriate for the, and I quite like that scripty font. You could do a mixture font if you wanted. Just show you how to do that. If you wanted to mix it up a little bit and change some of the words, you can select it all, break it apart. Oops. Okay, it's not wanting to do that, and I don't quite know why. So it should. I think it's because some of them are not quite open. Well, if that happens, some fonts don't actually join up. So you could do wise. You can do the words separately. Wise. And then men. Like so. And then you could do the seek him still underneath. And if you wanted to change the men and him to a different font, you could do that by selecting the font icon, changing it to something different. Not that obviously. Just bear with, let's find one. It's quite modern, but okay, and we could fill that in with a black colour. Let's just get the crayons back up. Fill with black. So you could have a mixture of fonts, Wisemen. I'm not suggesting that that's one you'd go for. You could have Wisemen and then have Seek Him still underneath. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, whilst I'm going to try a different font so that I can break it apart. So I'm just going to change it to, oops, not that, top one. Let's go to this one initially, and then we're going to go on break apart. So now I've got all my words, so I could have that one, those grouped together, and Seek Him still grouped together. And then I'm going to bring this one underneath and select both, and we're going to line them up central and layer group together. And then I can change the font to not behaving itself today. Let's go back a step. So once we've done the breaking apart, whoops, gone too far. So Wisemen, let's just layer and break that apart. Okay, let's see if we can change the font. It's not letting us do it that way for some reason, so I'll start again and we'll go with Wise first, and then we'll go Men, Seek Him, capital H for him, still. So I don't know quite what's misbehaving a bit today, and I'm not sure why, because it didn't do this last time. But nevertheless, it might just have been a font that I've selected that's making it difficult. So I'm just going to align those to the bottom so that they're on the same. I'm going to space these ones out. Seek. Wisemen, Seek Him still. So Wisemen, sorry. Let's just get those level, and then we'll move the men out. Wisemen, Seek. I need a capital S there. Seek. So now we'll just line those up to the bottom and space the letters out. So let's just scooch this one along a little bit, and this one along. I think we'll do it that. We'll select all of them, line it up to the bottom, then we'll select them all and I'm going to select a font now. So we're going to go with the one that I liked, this one. So just that one. That's not the one, is it? Is that the one? That's the one. Wisemen. No, that's not the right one. This one. Seek. No, that's not the right font. Keep going on the wrong one. Which one is it? Argentine script. So we want Argentine script. 1 second while I find it. Argentine script, and then Argentina script, and Argentina script, and that one, Argentina script. That'll be might well be one that was downloaded from the internet. I'm not entirely sure. So I'm just going to get them lined up again now because they look like they've moved a little bit. So that will do us nicely. I want to bring that one a little bit closer actually. They're a little bit more spaced out than I thought they would be. Okay, that seems to be okay. So I'm going to select everything. I'm going to layer and group. And then we're going to shrink it down. I'm going to make it a bit less tall as well, so that it fits on our card. Let's just bring this, let's fit to mat, and then I can bring everything down. So bring fit to mat on. I'm going to select everything at the top, make sure it's fully down onto the mat, and position the greeting like so, so it's in a position where we like it. Just going to hide the greeting for a second. Just hide that for a second while I just select those and move it slightly this way. Then we'll turn that back on so we can see what we're doing. And I want it so that it's right where we can see the greeting, like so. Happy with that. I'm going to select it again, turn it into a drawing line up here. And I'm going to colour it, fill it with gold so that it stands out. Wise men seek him still. So that's our more poignant sort of Christmas story offering for today. The 6th day of Christmas. I am going to still do the gingerbread house. I've just not had time to do the videos for it because it will be quite a detailed video and probably will need to go into 2 parts, which I'm hoping to get to by this weekend, if not before. So that's our 6th day of Christmas completed, the wise men. And I think if you wanted, you could just make the manger a little bit bigger if you wanted, and so on. So just until you're happy with it. So that's today's card. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please like, share and subscribe, and let us know how you're getting along with your 12 days of Christmas if you're taking them on and having a go at it. Alright, thanks for watching. Remember to like, share and subscribe, and tell your friends where to find me.